Hello, everyone. So, before I start today's topic and life, I want to mention something. My heart and my prayer goes out to the people who have suffered tremendous loss with this major storm, which we all experienced in east coast of America. So, as you all know, Hurricane Helene had made a landfall yesterday in Florida, and it has impacted not only Florida, so many other states. So I being away from so many miles where it had made a landfall, still we had severe weather. So my heart and prayer goes out to the people who are working to help them. So many people, they are going through power outages and so much more. So I hope this all condition becomes under control and people feel safe in their homes. So, with that, let's talk about today's topic. So, what is today's topic? So, today's topic is all about how you can become a powerful leader. And today, what I'll be talking about is the most important thing a lot of powerful leaders they understand and other ones they leave out, to be honest with you. So many of my clients, they have a burning desire to be a leader. Now, I understand that you have to have that leader qualities and potential, but leadership does not come from that. So you could be like, I would say 20 to 40% born naturally leader, but others are the skills which you have to develop upon, like how you can influence the other people. And to your surprise, if I share it with you, that 90% of the leadership, I don't know how many of you know about it, is basically all about self leadership. I know that's a surprising fact, but that's the truth as well, right? So people think that when you're working, when you're in that environment, I can become a leader. But it does not work like that. Leadership and the responsibility which comes with the leadership is so important, right? So we'll talk all about that today. So, what is the first thing you need to understand? The foundation of a leadership always starts with lead self, how you're leading yourself first, right? And then only you can do talk about how you can become a leader. First, you need to know about yourself. So, to begin with, I really want you to understand what are the pitfalls a leader faces if they are not into their self leadership first. So, let's talk about those. So, those are basically the number one is neglect of self leadership. So, these are the people who are uh, they feel that they don't have to lead themselves, but they can lead people, if I can put it in simple terms. Number two is all about leading burnout. Lot of leaders, when they are working, they have faced this problem. And the third one is all about ineffective leadership. So we'll talk one by one about it. So, what does the first one, which I just said, means literally? So, when you are neglecting yourself as a leader, so what are you neglecting in yourself? Let's talk about those things. So, I have divided them into four parts, which is nothing but SWBP. So, what is S? S is all about your strengths. So, leader has to know all about their strengths. Okay. The second one is W. And what does W stands for? W stands for weaknesses. So leaders definitely should know their weaknesses so that they can avoid or they can reform them. The third one, we talk about their values. So they should definitely want to know about their true values, what they stand for, right? What do they believe in, correct? And the last one is P. P stands for all about their passion. So when I'm working with somebody who is working and wants to become a leader in their corporate world, so these are the things I usually make them think and work over. Okay. The next one, the pitfall we talk about leaders have is burnout. Now, I don't know many of you know about this or not, that burnout is a psychological term. What happens when you are not able to responsibly work it out with people, that you have taken either too much of work on yourself, and as a leader that could really create a lot of chaos in your life, right? So it not only you become a burnout, you also uh, go through a chronic stress. So leaders, you might find, if they're not able to take care of their stresses, they go through a chronic stresses in their life, right? And that leads them to a lot of issues. It could be emotional issues, it could be physical issues, it could be psychological issues. So you have to work out what is your capability to take on the project or to do something, right? So the third one, I talked about ineffective leadership. Now, as you know, if you're going through all those situations, what would you become? A very ineffective leadership. So leaders, I think those who don't have a disciplined themselves and made habits for themselves lead to this kind of problem. So they go through this ineffective leadership, which is really puts them into a place where they no longer can, influence others. So these are the three main pitfalls which I talk about. And if you want to really become a leader, what all you should be doing, correct? So number one, I think, is you should be having a set clear goals. And now here, when I talk about goals, what I want you to do, not only your long term goals, I want you to work on your short term goals as well. A lot of people make a mistake. They only write about their long term goals and they forget about the short term. But I think you should do both. You should write your short term goals and you should write about your long term goals. Number two is discipline. Now, I don't want you to try, if you want to become a leader, that lots of things as a discipline, but you can try few of them. Okay. So write down which is the one thing you could do every single day without a fail. And it is easier for you. So you don't have to be too hard on yourself. So just pick up any habit you want to do it, whether, let's say, you want to wake up early, or you want to do an exercise, or you want to do anything which is very easy for you to do, correct? So just try it out. That number fourth is growth and success mindset. What does that mean? A leader has to have a success or a growth mindset. Now, the only one thing which I want you, if you want to become a leader, to pay attention to, as you want to become a leader and a powerful mastery of yourself, is understanding that failures are the part of anything in your life, right? So whatever things you're doing, failure is going to be there. So you have to embrace failures with an open arms. Please remember that. Or when you do your analysis about anything, what you could do is just write down what could be the possibility of things could go wrong. Okay. So that way you have already programmed your mind in thinking that failures would come, or the obstacles or the challenges would come. Okay. So please do that whenever you're doing something. And the last one is self awareness. Now, in self awareness, I would go in details, because self awareness, people think it's a kind of a place where you, if you want to become a leader, can start today. So before I get into self awareness, I want you to, how many of you have felt this, that you are not able to influence people? And a lot of us want to influence people, because I feel that even as a child, or as a parent, or as a worker, professional, or anything, or a business person, entrepreneur, anybody, you are always looking to present yourself in a way where people are able to understand you and to an extent get influenced by you, right? So we have all done it. Actually, we all want to do that. That's a desire as well. We all want to do that, correct? So right now, if I'm doing this live for you all, I want you to listen to me and get influenced what I'm trying to tell you, correct? So for that, you need to have an awareness. Now, awareness about yourself, correct? A self awareness. It's not the awareness about the people you're giving some kind of, I would say, lecture or something. It is about, as a leader, you should be aware of yourself. Okay. So what you can do to get more self awareness. Now here, what I want you to do, for a day or two, just take out and write about your emotional patterns. What does that mean? Your EPs. EPs are the ones where you see how you feel in a day. For instance, you wake up in the morning, do you feel good about yourself? Or do you have negative thoughts? Or do you feel challenged? Or do you feel worried, frustrated? Whatever your emotional pattern is, correct? Your EP. So since morning, you start writing it down, and you can make a list of it. Morning EPs, afternoon, mid-afternoon, afternoon, early afternoon, and then night EP. So you would know exactly. Now you want to become a leader, right? So you should know that, because since if you are not able to master your own EPs, which is emotional pattern, how will you master other people? How will you influence other people? So this is the exercise I really want you to start working today. To in a week or so, start with the 2 days, then you can do it next week for another 2 to 3 days, and you will see that you will understand, these are the timings where I feel a little bit off track or something like that, or this is the time I feel extremely good about things, something like that. So you will definitely be able to analyze your EPs. Okay. And the next thing which I want to talk to you about is it's an iceberg. I think most of us know what is an iceberg. So, iceberg is nothing what you see it in the ocean. It's a big block of ice. Little bit is seen on the top, but the maximum is below the water, which we cannot see. Correct? And I think most of you might have seen the movie Titanic. It got hit by an iceberg because they thought it's a small area of ice on top of the water, but they didn't realize there was so much more beneath it. Okay, so same is about mind and a subconscious mind. So we don't know what is on the top, what you see as a conscious mind, but what is going on in our subconscious mind. It has full its own, probably in size, if I say 3 or 4 times more bigger than the top one. Okay, so why I'm telling you all this, so what I wanted you to know, that when we talk about the model of behavior, we are talking about on the top the things you can change, and the below are the things which are very difficult to change but can be changed with a trained person, right? So things you can change, because today I'll be doing all about self mastery and how you can lead yourself first. So I'm talking about skill and action. Okay. Now, things which you cannot change so easily are your feelings, because these are automatic things, right? They keep coming to your mind. Your stories, your belief systems, your values, your priorities, why you're getting those. You have no clue why you're doing things you're doing. Correct. So today I'm going to use an exercise with you all right now, stop and start model. So it's a stop and start model, or it's a stop and start exercise, what that is. So today I just want you to do the things you can change. What are those? Your skills and your action. So today, write down two things, be it personal or professional, where you would start learning something new and stop something. Now, I want your mind to look at it that way. You're starting something and you're stopping something. For instance, like you say, okay, today I'll start working on my project on Excel, and I'll stop not doing it. So I want you to mind get primed like that. I'm starting something new and I'm stopping something. So I want today you to all write two things about it. Okay. So any two things which you will start and stop, and it has to be very easy, because right now we are working with your mind. So these are the things you can change. So once you gain the confidence that you can start something new and stop something, so you're gaining the power of both polarities, the both sides of it, and that will really help you to master your emotional patterns. And eventually, what would happen? To become a good leader. Correct? So you have to do the self mastery. You have to lead yourself first, and then you can lead other people. Make sense? So that was all today. This was an exercise I wanted to share it with you all. It's a simple exercise. You all can do it. And of course, when you are doing it, or you can always comment it below and tell me how did you do it? What all confidence did you gain? And how you are doing progress in becoming a better leader. All right. So if you have any questions, please do ask me. All about leadership. So a lot of my clients have asked me what they should do if they want to become a good leader. The first thing they what should they should be doing, I tell them self awareness. Know about yourself first before you lead people. Lead self first and then lead people. Okay, so you must know how to lead yourself first. So self awareness is the place where you should start. Know your strengths, know your weaknesses, know your passions. So, and you must know them all the time, or you can keep, improving upon them. If you don't know, don't worry, please keep improving upon them. Okay, so that's what I really talk about in my SW model. And it's a important one, because if we don't know our strengths and weaknesses, we would end up being not a good leader, to be honest with you. So self awareness, definitely know about your strengths and your weaknesses. Passion and priorities and values come secondary, but definitely about know about those two. What are your strengths, what are your weaknesses? All right, so that's where you should clearly start with. And do my stop and start exercise. All right. So thank you so much for being with me today. And do write your comments and anything else you want to know. Next week, I'll be taking the second part of how to become a powerful leader. And I would like to see you all there. And till then, again, my prayers are to all the people who are going through this uh, big hurricane, major storm in northeast of US. And hopefully they feel better. And hopefully things become under control, and FEMA and everybody is going to help them out in so many better ways. So thank you everyone, and you all have a wonderful day.